the studio this morning?
I don't know what is going on, but I think someone's playing a trick on me.
Yeah, we've got Jane Marie
Nudge.
Nudge is doing a trick because she's away.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
thinking, I'm going to make this thing fail.
She's set things up so that I can't do it properly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to...
She's thinking, who is this young upstart called Phoebe?
She's going to come back, and I'm going to have some words with her.
Uh-huh.
But oh well. But anyway, back to the important stuff. We're here with the lovely Jane Marie Cooper, who was the star of The Voice last year. You were a star.
And Jay, what does Jay stand for?
Jill.
Jill.
Yeah.
I like Jay Marie, though.
Do people call you Jill, or do they call you Jane Marie? Do most people call you
Mostly Jane Marie now, and I quite like it actually. It's just kind of stuck because I think somebody I worked with quite a few years back was like, "Hey, Jane Marie Cooper's a good name," and I kind of used it, and it's just kind of stuck over the years, and I like it. Yeah, it's a bit snappier than Jill. I don't know. There's something about the name Jill that sounds a bit like a librarian or something. That sounds. Oh no! Now everyone's
all the
called
Jills
Jill.
in the world.
Really annoying. But I think it's more the Jill Cooper. It's just a very kind of standard, smart name, and yeah, I don't know. I just prefer Jane Marie.
And you got a lot of stuff on YouTube. Do you think some people with stuff on YouTube just sit there all day just playing click, click, click to up their click number for YouTube clips?
Is that what you do, Dave?
Why? Is that what you do? Yeah.
Dave sits there with his videos. Click, 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 click. Well, you hire someone to do that, don't you?
I actually know a few people that do that occasionally. I'm not. They will remain nameless.
I can see the temptation. You would.
Well, yeah, because you want to up your views, right?
Yeah.
There might be. I don't know, but yeah, there's so much more to do in the world. Let's not all sit at home and click on our YouTube.
It's very true. It's very true.
I mean, I've watched mine a few times, but I wouldn't sit there all day doing that.
No. Yeah. I can imagine. Do you like watching yourself back, or do you actually find that a bit difficult?
Oh, I don't know. It's a mixture. Like sometimes I'm really sort of, it's nice to see things come together, and it's really nice and to sort of look back and be like, oh, that was really cool that day, and I really enjoyed doing that. So it's nice to look back. But then sometimes I just see little mannerisms and little things that I do, and I just cringe at myself. So it's a mixture.
I guess with singing there's a whole new dimension as well, because you're kind of constantly thinking about how you're singing and whether it sounds right or...
Yeah, and I'm a perfectionist, so sometimes if the vocal is not spot on, I just notice even the slightest thing. But you know what, I kind of make myself watch most things, because some artists might not do that, but I think it's important to do that, because I think you're only going to learn and get better if you just like look. It's almost like looking at yourself in the mirror, isn't it? And just being honest with yourself about what is working and what's not working. And there's always ways to improve. So I kind of make a habit of watching everything. Actually, yeah,
that's a good idea. Do you watch yourself?
A little bit, because we've got to do a few edits, and sometimes I say things that shouldn't go out onto YouTube, right? You just say a few things, right, that aren't quite right, and so it needs to be taken out, but only because the average, if the guy's there doing the edit, I've got to sort of just think, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So I have to watch myself sometimes.
I'm going to watch some of your sermons now.
little YouTube search.
Yeah.
See what's out there.
What's your sermon? So it's...
my name's Dave Gilpin, Gilpin.
Loads of people going to YouTube now, getting those clips.
Oh no, sorry, I just made you say. I keep forgetting we're on air. I just feel like we're in a living room having a chat.
That's the way we like to make it feel. So what's the scenery like with Jessie J? What's the feel like in the studio? Are you just kept in a little box and then you're let out?
Like a little animal.
And then with will.i.am, did you just see him once or twice as he appeared in front of the camera to coach you a bit? Or what's the atmosphere like? What's it feel like?
I mean, for the first audition, you are kept obviously really separate from the coaches, because the whole point of the show is that they don't see you at all before you sing. And if they had in any sort of way, then it would have ruined the concept of the show, which was like, if they liked you, then they're going to turn around. And I mean, the show really did stick to that, and it was quite funny actually, because there were times where like some of us would like during rehearsals and things like that, or like not even rehearsals, because the first time that the coaches sat in the chairs was the first time that we did it. But as soon as they sat in those chairs and the day started, even sort of during breaks and things like that, when the cameras were off, and sometimes like us contestants would want to go to the toilet, and like we had to sort of stay behind a certain door, like because then the coaches would want to go to the toilet. So they're like, Jess is going to the toilet. You're gonna have to just stay in the room because if she sees you, you know, it will ruin the whole thing. So like it was quite funny because we had to be kept very separate. But obviously then when it got to the coaching stage, we did spend a bit of time with will.i.am, but it wasn't like loads and loads of time. It was sort of a few hours here and there.
But he comes across like a 16-year-old. What's he like behind the scenes?
Yeah, he's very young at heart, and he's kooky, and he's crazy, and I love it.
Yeah.
Because, I just love that creative energy. He's like such a hard worker, and he does not stop, literally. No. And his brain is always thinking of the next idea, and I truly believe that's why he's successful as he is.
Yeah.
And it's done wonders for his, you know, public career, hasn't it? Everyone loves will.i.am.
He does make me smile. He's funny. He's a very funny guy. Yeah.
Definitely. And are you still in touch with anyone from The Voice, other contestants, or the judges, or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, I've got a question as well. Because last year...
Hey, my question.
Yeah. Your question first.
You did. You just stamped all over it. I want to know the answer to my question.
I keep in touch with Jazz Ellington.
Cool.
He's a good friend of mine. I also keep in touch with Hannah Burney. I don't know if you remember her. She sang like the Crimea River thing. Quite a few actually. I mean, I talk to everyone on Twitter and stuff. Jay Norton, who did the battle with Jazz.
Cool.
So they're both good friends of mine. And I did a duet with Max Milner as well, who got quite far on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So
quite
it's a nice
few people. I'm
feel of
trying
it.
to think who else, in case I've left anyone out. But yeah, sometimes when I'm asked things like that, a few names just slip my mind, and then I'm like, oops.
But that sounds good. So there was a nice sense of camaraderie, and people kind of, you know, it's good to going forwards to have all those contacts as well with all these other people who are musicians, really talented people.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I always say one of the best things about being on that show was the people that I met, like being around people that want to do the same thing as you and have got the same dream, and like kind of sharing how you're going to make that work, you know, and hearing other people's ideas of how they're going to move forward it was really inspiring, definitely.
Dave, it's time for your question.
Oh, my question was, right, it seemed like Danny last year had a bit of a romance with one of the contestants. Did that continue for a long time, or is it...
I don't know anything about that. That's it. I don't know anything about
Oh, that's brilliant.
There we go.
Okay.
So
all right.
We'll never know.
We'll never
I
know.
honestly don't. I don't know if that's true or not. I know that they said, you know, that individually they both said that didn't happen, so I'm assuming that it didn't. I don't really know.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. You've got your answer. There we go. A little bit more from Jane Marie Cooper just after this.